Hello, everybody. Welcome to another show, another WhatUpDoe fantasy football show. I'm your host, one of your hosts, Kenneth B. Inge, joined with Beezy. You can see him on the screen right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And we're doing something a little different, man. We're doing it live, but live, like live video, not through Google Plus or YouTube, which we probably should try, but live through Blab.im. And just quick background on why the format has changed. We were doing it live through Blogtalkradio. To be frank, the audio was crap. So we just started recording the show. I would chop it up and then I would put it out live, every week because the audio was better. And we came across, man, you know what? I look fuzzy. But anyway, we came across Blab.im, and it allowed us to do the show live. It records the video so people can go back and watch it. And on top of that, it also allows us to have multiple callers. So for those of you that listen to the Dead End Sports show every Tuesday on blogtalkradio.com/Dead End Sports at 9 p.m., there are four of us. On this particular show, there's only two because, we're the best fantasy football players out of the group. So it just made sense to just do us two. No, I'm just joking. But, we are pretty good. But no, I think this doing it this way will allow us to do a live show every Tuesday because we are able to have up to four callers on this show. Unfortunately.
When would this be live? Like, when would this go up on SoundCloud? Tomorrow?
Yeah, probably tomorrow. I'm sure after this I'll probably go eat some more, and then you know what? He can actually check us out now, man. Watch this. I'm gonna send it to him. But yeah. So I'll put it up on SoundCloud and Blog Talk Radio tomorrow. But this is for everybody that want to watch it now. Can watch it by this link that I am actually about to tweet out. Let's see. You can watch us now here. And this will actually give us a chance to see how this thing works all the way. So anyway, thanks for checking us out. Thanks for being patient with us as we continue to work through. This is the first time we're doing the show. It's a different format. Everything is different. So, we're just kind of trying to figure things out. One of the things I do want to say, and then we get on to the show, is that, I do want to move and have been talking about moving off Blog Talk Radio for a while because of the audio quality. This will allow us to do that. We won't be able to take live calls, but we will be live. And if you're on Twitter, you can send us a message on Twitter. So, and that is it. So anyway, last week was another weird week in fantasy football. There really was not a lot of scoring, and it was just, it was odd because the week before that, it was kind of the same thing. Last week, it was just a weird week for fantasy football players. And, I think that as the season goes along, you'll kind of start to see this sort of thing with fantasy football as teams start to kind of lock in, defensive get better, offensive get better, and film.
Then just wear and tear of just the season overall.
Yeah, that too. So, and I think there'll be another moment where people will go wild, but for the most part, I think this is kind of what you'll have as we continue to go on. Like the first round, second round players will play like first round and second round players, but then those guys in the back, they'll just contribute, on a week to week basis, and you just never know where you're going to get it. So anyway, last week we saw an explosion by Thomas Rawls, who was on my bench. He exploded for 160 yards and a touchdown. And I played Amir Abdullah. And for those of you know, he was benched because he fumbled. And, I don't know. It's a thing that coaches like to do where they like to bench players. But nevertheless, excuse me. I still fortunately ended up winning thanks to Le'Veon Bell. So I went 2-0 last week. B, how did you do last week?
I went 2-1. I won in my main league and in Dead End Sports League, but I didn't get the win in the real NFL. Guy I played against had Le'Veon Bell going in Monday night, and I think I was already down by like 4 points. So it was already a wrap going into that Monday night. So
okay,
yeah, No, I'm sorry. No, I played Jay. That's what I played. Yeah, he just beat me. He just outright beat me, 90 to 117. Yeah, he had Cooks, Forte. People didn't show up. Of course, Jeremy Hill didn't show up. Jimmy Graham didn't show up. I mean, Kendall Wright was a little disappointing for me this week. My defense has stepped up really good, and Larry Fitzgerald, Sam Bradford. That's a heck of a pickup. He's been really playing fantasy wise. He may not be looking like too good as far as realistic football, but fantasy wise, he actually been pretty balling. He's been balling for me. Him and Blake Bortles are the two quarterbacks who I've had now started over Matthew Stafford, who I dropped on my squad. I don't even play Matthew Stafford no more. He's not even on my team no more. So I'm going with Blake Bortles and Sam Bradford now, from here on out. So, and then I have Tom Brady in my main league. So with the trade, but yeah, I went 2-1. So that's not too bad, not too shabby at all.
It's a winning record. But yeah, I saw. Why did you? I mean, I know Stafford has his troubles, but and to be honest, Bortles has been balling, and I had Bortles last year. He was a rookie, and he kind of struggled a little bit here and there, but you could kind of see the potential. I didn't see him doing this, especially when you have Allen Robinson and Allen Hurns, which really two players that we don't even, that nobody would expect to see that type of production. We knew they added Julius Thomas, who I played last week, and you know what? Allow me to rant for a second. That's a quick aside. First of all, I didn't get a chance to really set my lineups because we had to go do some dead-end hip-hop stuff.
A3C weekend, that's right, A3C weekend.
Yeah, it was A3C weekend. Shout out to the A3C. Shout out to Dr. Lisa, Andrew for coming down, kicking in with us last week. Anyway, but Julius Thomas was, hit or miss to play, right? And I hate fantasy football reporters.
Yeah.
They're always wrong. Julius Thomas will play. There's no limit restrictions. He's going to play the whole game. Like, come on, man, you lied. He didn't even start. They said he was going to play the whole game without any restrictions, and he didn't. And I could have picked up Gary Barnidge, who I've been telling you guys to pick up for the last couple of weeks. That shit pissed me.
Yeah, I can tell by the frustration in your voice that you pissed off about that.
Why?
I hate when it comes to reporting injuries, man, because now I think going into this week, I have what is it? I think no, I'm sorry, my boy. I was talking to him. He got Julio Jones playing tomorrow, and he's like, should I play him? Should I start him? Because coming off, he didn't really do much this past Sunday, due to a hamstring injury. And now that you have this short week and short time to prepare and let your body rest, now you got a game tomorrow against a rival, which is going to be pretty much intense. He's like, are they going to have him out there just as a decoy, or are they going to? Is Julio Jones gonna really play, or he's like, man, should I bench him? But he was like, I don't got really nobody on the bench really. So I'm like, yeah, at that point, you just got to just start him and just close your eyes. Hope that he do the best that he can.
Yeah, you never really want to, unless you know for sure they're out. Like Marshawn Lynch, that's another thing. I didn't know he was going to miss another week because he was supposed to be healthy and set to play.
Yeah, you got out the last minute.
Yeah. So that's another thing. They be lying, but sometimes with your first rounders, man, you just got to give it a go. But I think the thing is, and how these Thursday NFL football games are, you're running a risk running those mediocre players out there. So, but if he's your first rounder, man, you got to go with him, because if you look at the way they ran the ball last week, the way they continue to run the ball, I could probably see them passing a little bit more because of the number of carries that Freeman got. And, he's the type of guy, man, he doesn't run from contact. He runs and he plays hard. So it's a short week for them. So, he may be a little bit more fatigued. So, that's that. So let's jump into some notes, and then we get into the main topic, which, fantasy football players you should drop. By now, I think they are who they are.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So we get to that in a second. Brandon Weeden. B, did you hear Brandon Weeden was was benched in favor of Matt Castle?
Yeah, okay, this is my question, and I don't know this, but was Matt Castle was already on the team when Tony Romo went down? No,
Nah, they traded for him.
Okay, because I was just like, why they just didn't give him a try the first time? But I guess how many what was it? 3 games? He lost 3 games in a row, right? Brandon Weeden? Yeah, I guess Jerry Jones was like, look, brother, you ain't ish. You ain't doing nothing for us. We need to still, because, I guess I look at it like this. I guess, the Cowboys want to still be kind of in the running if by the time Romo come back, if he comes back, I guess they still want to kind of like be around, like be fighting. They don't want to be like, 5-6 games behind the NFC East leader or for the wild card spot, and they don't have no chance by the time Romo come back because then it'd be a lost season. So I guess by them making that trade, bringing in Matt Castle, they still trying to save their season. They're still trying to be in the running, before Tony Romo and Dez Bryant come back, which we all anticipating them coming back late in the season. So, Matt Castle is interested. I mean, it's a smart move, I guess, with Brandon Weeden. I guess they gave him 3 chances, so you can't really say they panic after 1 game. They gave him 3 chances to say, hey, okay, either you gonna be the quarterback for us until Romo get back or not. And they made they change, and it is what it is. So it's not really shocking, especially the kind of the owner, how Jerry Jones is, because I think next game they actually got the Giants this Sunday night, not Sunday night, but it's this Sunday at 4:20. Then they got Seattle. Then they got Philadelphia. So now you throwing Matt Castle out to the wolves, like right away, just from jump. You know what I'm saying? But out of the next 3 games, 2 of those games are home games. The only game that's being away is the New York Giants. So I think Matt Castle, he might have a shot. I think he have a chance to kind of get them some wins. Like this upcoming Sunday is a very crucial win because it's a division game. So this is your chance to stay afloat in division. I'm pretty sure Jerry Jones didn't want to go in with Brandon Weeden losing 3 straight going into your division game. Your division rivals, the Giants.
Yeah, you know what? I think the other thing is okay, so Brandon Weeden is pissed. I don't know why, but he's pissed. You lost 3 straight games. And you knew Matt Castle was there. And you should have played better, and you should have tried, and they were in all of the games, but, Matt Castle is a veteran, so he's not really afraid to go down the field before. We know his history with the Patriots, 11-4 or something like that, as a starter under them. They didn't make the playoffs, but he had a winning record. He didn't do much after that.
Yeah.
But, he's a veteran. So you got to give him a shot because you lost 3 straight games, and 2 of your next 3 are against division rivals. So you have to give that a shot. Now, here's the news that's not making a lot of headlines. Mm-hmm. They're also looking to make a change at running back. Did you hear that they're looking to maybe promote Christian Michael to a start?
No, I didn't hear about that. So they giving up on Mr. Glass McFadden, huh?
Yeah, yeah, they are. And well, not only that, Julius Randle. Here's what I want to say about this. And people have been speculating that Christian Michael is that dude, but he was stuck behind Marshawn Lynch. Mm-hmm. I think if you got a spot on your bench, you can pick him up, and stash him and see what happens. So I think when you look at the Dallas Cowboys running situation, you have to say that DeMarco Murray was that dude now.
Yeah, you have to now. You have to say it.
Yeah,
you have to say. I'm pretty sure if they don't want to admit it, they have to be missing them. They gotta be missing them, especially the way that Philadelphia's not using them. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and now your quarterback go out for some weeks. Man, hell yeah, they missing the hell out of DeMarco Murray. This would be nice to let him beast mode and run.
Yeah, Ryan on Twitter says he's not the starter, but he will be more involved. So he's going to get work. But, all of the talk that we heard coming into the season was that it was the offensive line, and they can plug anybody in there, and that has proven to be false. So yeah, so those are two changes. And look, Michaels with that offensive line. So if you got a talented back there, like a Murray, Randall, and McFadden are not it. If you have a guy back there with that offensive line that can make things happen, Michaels might be a guy that you want to add and hold on to because he could change your season, especially down the stretch.
Yeah, Oh my God, that is true.
Yeah,
that is true. All right, so what you think about Jamaal Charles out for the year?
Well, I didn't want to draft him, and I'm glad I wasn't put in a position to draft him.
Because you gotta think, Jamaal Charles was going like top 5 in a lot of drafts. He was like, if you within that top 5 pick, one of those top 5 people was picking up Jamaal Charles.
Yep, you're at Peterson and Bell going first and second. And then Charles was probably going third.
Yep, with Charles Lynch and like a Matt Forte or somebody, Eddie Lacy's and stuff like that. Like now Charles, your number 3 and number 4 overall pick is out for the year.
Yeah, man, it's tragic. Jamaal Charles is kind of like Arian Foster, right? Where you think he's hurt more often than he's not. Mm-hmm. I mean, he'll miss a game or two here, but when he tore his ACL before, it seemed like, and I think I had him that year. And when Kniles Davis stepped in for him, it seemed like, he was always just a cut away from hurting himself again. And I've always been hesitant to pick him up. FIFO actually has Jamaal Charles. And if you did not get the handcuff, if you did not waste one of your last 3 picks on Kniles Davis, even though he's not the immediate starter, you don't know what the hell you're doing.
Yep.
Because the last 3 picks, if you have an injury-prone running back, always draft their backup. Always. And then your last 3 picks typically will be the kicker, a defense, and maybe some backups.
Yep. And this is another reason why sometimes you hang on to your waiver claim. Don't use your waiver claim after week 1 and 2 because you got hypnotized by a player that had 200 reception yards and 1 touchdown. They haven't been doing nothing since week 1. So now I feel good because I've been saving my waiver wires, waiting for like that week 5, week 6, week 7 gem to drop. And now when I saw Jamaal Charles was out for the year, I looked at my waiver claim and I was number 1. And I was like, and then I saw a little bit of that West guy play, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's nice. Like, he didn't look like a scrub, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, he's gonna get looks. And he can catch the ball at the backfield too. So he can be my little broke man's Matt Forte. And you never know. This might be this West guy might be my I'm gonna give another example that happened a few years ago. My Jason Tammy from the Indianapolis Colts. I remember when Peyton Manning was still at the Colts, and him and Clark, Peyton Manning used to feed Dallas Clark a lot. Clark got injured. I picked up the backup, Jason Tammy, and he ended up pretty much putting up identical numbers or doing the identical things that Dallas Clark was doing, before he got hurt, and that ended up, getting me into the playoffs. And the people was like, "Damn, I should have picked up him." So hopefully this West guy, he'll be my Jason Tammy of this year, where he's coming in, he's giving me anywhere between 9 to 11, 12 points a week on average, which I'll be very happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think nobody saw West coming, right? I didn't. And apparently he has the same skill sets that Charles has, which is why Andy Reid likes him. You saw him play. I haven't seen him play yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw a quarter of him. He looked pretty good.
Yeah. And what I'm seeing is that people are picking up West and they're picking up Kniles Davis, because right now there's speculation that there may be they both share the workload. But I'm willing to believe that I'm thinking that whoever produces the most will probably get the bulk share of it. So right now it's Chacandrick's job to lose, but Kniles Davis could make some noise, and if he does, then whoever has him would be fortunate. I had to drop him because I needed a defense, and
at the time Jamaal Charles was healthy, so yeah, I mean,
who knew? But that's how fantasy football is. That stuff always seems to happen. Andrew Luck is still hurt. We don't know if he's going to play. He was a limited practice participant Wednesday. Let's see. Ben is probably still a few weeks away. TJ Yeldon did not practice today.
Nope.
Arian Foster was limited, but he's looked fairly well so far since he's returned, which is a good sign for me. Devontae Adams was a limited practice participant, so and Steve Smith practices today as well. Adams, I know a lot of people wasted a fourth round pick on him, and he hasn't lived up to anything so far.
Again,
but Devontae Adams.
Oh, me? I got him kind of late, but yeah. Oh God.
Maybe he just needs to get healthy, man. But you know what? Blame James Jones. Nobody saw him eating like that.
Nobody saw him coming back. Yeah, nobody saw him coming back and doing the things he was doing. I mean, I'm like, every time I saw him ball, I'm like, man, that's just making it worse and worse for Devontae Adams, and he's on my squad. So,
yep,
that was awful.
All right, so let's see. Let's go all. Let's see who are the most added players. Without a doubt, it was Chacandrick West, Kniles Davis. What do you think about Willie Snead? Because he's looked pretty good the last few weeks, and he could be a guy because they need somebody in New Orleans.
Yeah, they do because unfortunately, Ingram not living up to the bill. It's NFL is just so weird when it comes to running backs nowadays. I mean, you remember in the days of when we used to rush running backs, like that was your guy for 5, 6, 7 years. I mean, as long as you don't get no injuries. But it is funny now how if you have a bad season or if you're not having some good games, they just going to be like, all right, next man up type of attitude. Where back when we was watching football younger, it wasn't no next man up. It was like Thurman Thomas was your guy for the Bills every week, week in, week out, year in, year out. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this is amazing, man. I mean, I don't really know much of him. I mean, yeah, like you, I've heard that he has some glimpses of him looking good. I haven't seen much New Orleans Saints games this year. So, and when I saw that, I'm like, dang, I thought Mark Ingram was supposed to be that, last year he was supposed to have that breakout year. He didn't really have that breakout year that they was anticipating. I guess he's not having that year that they anticipate him to have this year. So, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, you got Cooks on one side and Snead is on the other. So maybe that'll open things up for Cooks, who struggled so far this season. The first couple of weeks have been kind of hot. Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on 1 second. I want to answer this Nancy person. Yeah, Nancy, yes. Pick up Bortles if he's still on your squad. Pick him up because I got him. And he did pretty good for me the past couple of weeks. I got him in one league. He's doing good. And I got Sam Bradford because, of course, I bench Matthew Stafford. Well, I dropped him. I dropped Matthew Stafford, Nancy. So if you watching, listening, yes, pick him up. Pick up Blake Bortles. All right, my bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, no,
I just saw the questions. I just wanted to reach out to him. That's all.
Yeah, and I don't know if I would. I'm with Ryan. I don't know if I would drop Randall yet. So she's that's in a bit of a pickle.
Yeah,
nobody needs to pick him up. Oh wow,
a bit of a pickle.
Well, you know what? I think you also have to look at the moves your league are making, right? If nobody's moved to pick up Bortles yet, then he may be there next week.
And you got to think of it like this too. Jacksonville, I mean, they're not world beaters. So they're going to be playing down anyway. So Blake Bortles is going to be tossing that bad boy. He's going to be tossing to your boy Robinson and Hearns. And like you said, now Julius Thomas back. It's not like Jacksonville going to be winning by 3 touchdowns every time. It's going to be games where they're going to be fighting or they're going to be down. So they're going to have to throw it. And now you said Yeldon is he might be out. So they ain't going to really have no running game. Yeah, Blake Bortles is going to be tossing that bad boy. Now, the only thing, the negative about that is that it's a chance of him throwing some picks or two, which you don't want that. But I got Blake Bortles. If he could give me, 230, 250, a touchdown or two and no interceptions or something, I would be happy with that. I'm not looking for him to give me 35 points every single week.
Yo, she said she has
better than what Matthew Stafford been doing.
Yeah, she said she has 4 players on bye next week and needs a backup for every one of them.
Oh wow! She put her backup too. Nancy got Beckham, Ivory. She's telling Ryan her squad, what her squad looking like.
Kendall Wright. Yeah, Bishop. Yeah, hell yes to Bishop Sankey. Yes.
Yes to Bishop Sankey. Yes. Drop him now. Actually on my list of players that should be dropped. Damn.
Yeah.
What you think? Okay, I'm gonna ask you this too, because I don't have him on my team, but it's just, I just thought I had to bring this up. What do you think about Peyton Manning's play? Like a lot of people that's another guy that kind of went a little early, but he's ain't the Peyton fantasy wise. He's not the Peyton Manning that's giving you 25 a week no more. Just like I think my homegirl Patsy got him, and he put up 8.6 points. Like that's extremely low for Peyton Manning standards, man. That's scary. Colin Kaepernick, you can expect a 8.9 point week, but Peyton Manning, I don't know.
I think it's tough because it's not what we're used to from a fantasy perspective.
Right.
They're still undefeated. I would not drop him. I still think that offensively, like he hasn't really looked like some of his throws have looked off. But maybe I'm being optimistic. But I think that at some point, this new offense that they're running, he'll adjust to at some point. And he'll start putting up at least 2 touchdowns. And yeah, Ryan, they're not running the ball, and that's not helping them out either. But back in the day when they couldn't run the ball, Penny could move the ball with the offense. But he has a new offense now that he's still trying to get used to, and Kubiak doesn't want to relinquish much control. So he's kind of stuck.
Yeah, because, and I'm looking like Demaryius Thomas, it's like I haven't really been hearing much talk about him. It's like, is he doing anything? Is Peyton even giving him the ball? Or is it's just weird. It's really weird out there in Denver, man. Like from the running backs perspective, quarterback, and wide receivers. It's like who's balling? Like if I saw a Denver player on the streets, I don't think I would want to pick them up off the way. It's like, are they doing anything? Is Emmanuel Sanders really doing something? I don't know. I just haven't been hearing much about them. And not saying that they're doing bad. I just haven't been hearing talks of people just been really. I haven't really been seeing people starting Emmanuel Sanders sometimes either. Sometimes they bench him over, like a Larry Fitzgerald or something like that. So it's weird, man. Denver is real weird out in Denver right now.
Well, you know what I think the thing is, but are you going to say Demaryius Thomas is falling off because the quarterback can't get him the ball? Shout out to Q. Wow, that's what's up.
Yeah, Nancy is like loading in all types of fantasy problems up in here. This is crazy.
Yeah, I can beat that team though.
Yeah,
I'm surprised you're 4-0 with well, you got Andy Dalton.
Yeah. Andy Dalton's been having a good fantasy year. Like Andy Dalton was going late in drafts. Like that's a quarterback where you getting him in the 8th, 9th, 10th round. You like, dang, you starting him. Like if you had Peyton Manning and Andy Dalton on your team, like, are you benching Peyton Manning and playing Andy Dalton?
Yes.
Or you just like right away? Like, are you doing it right away? Or are you doing like based off the matchup?
But remember, B, sometimes people get real life Andy Dalton confused with fantasy football Andy Dalton.
Exactly. I know.
A couple of years ago, he was a top 5 quarterback, I believe.
Fantasy wise. Yep.
So he can put up fantasy football numbers. All of his weapons are healthy. Eifert's balling.
It's funny. It's funny you mention that because in that polar opposite of Andy Dalton, who was like that years ago before he got his weapons, was Ben Roethlisberger. Ben Roethlisberger is a good quarterback in real life. Like he gonna win you games. But fantasy-wise, he's like the ugliest quarterback fantasy-wise. But like I said, in the recent years, he's looked good fantasy-wise. But like like 4-5 seasons ago, you was staying away from Ben Roethlisberger. If I see Ben Roethlisberger on the draft board, I'm not getting him. Like I might get him for a backup, but like he's not going to be my week-to-week quarterback because he's going to give you like 13 points, 14 points, but he's winning games. Pittsburgh still is winning games and they doing their thing. But it's amazing. It's funny that you brought that up about Andy Dalton. Like in real life, we don't look at him as top 5, but fantasy-wise, he's top 5 quarterback.
Yeah, man. I'm glad I'm not in Nancy's situation. All right, you know what, man? Let's jump into. We got about 20 minutes or so left. Let's just jump into it, man. Fantasy football players, you should drop. What are we moving into week 6?
Yep, week 6, and here is my list of if you have these players on your team, just go ahead and say bye-bye to them. I hope you're listening, Nancy, because one of them players is on that list. I'm gonna start off with C.J. Anderson. I've been picking with my homeboy Lloyd, aka Trap Stars, about this. He was so high on C.J. Anderson in the draft. Oh, I got C.J. Anderson late in the first round. Oh, I'm stealing. Drop C.J. Anderson. If you have him on your team, drop him. I mean, if you have the luxury to pick up some, if you got a running back on a waiver wire that you think that's a sleeper, or if you get Snead, like if you can pick up Snead or somebody, or West or Davis, kind of go with them. I'm pretty sure you got another running back you can run with, but drop C.J. Anderson. He's at this point he's not doing anything. Another one is Bishop Sankey. Drop him. Let him go. Just give up. I know you want to wait another week, Nancy, but let him go. Bishop Sankey, let him go. Yeah. Drop him. Yeah, I think you will feel better about yourself in the long run if you can find somebody to replace him, whether it's a flex position or another running back. Next person. Man, this guy's been so quiet, Ken. CJ Spiller. I'm sorry. CJ Spiller. Yeah. CJ Spiller. If you got him on your team, I think it's time for you to throw in those divorce papers and call it quits. Drop him. Drop him. Huh?
No, I was just laughing. Divorce papers.
Yeah, drop him. Another guy, he made headlines. Well, not really headlines, but he was the talk of one of the subjects last week in the football in the NFL world is Roddy White. It seems like I guess the Falcons are pretty happy with the way he's blocking, and they want to keep it that way and keep him blocking because I think he's got downgraded down to the number 3 depth chart on the wide receiver spot. So he already complained that he's unhappy. But hey, look, if y'all still winning games by you blocking Roddy White, then you better keep on blocking. But fantasy wise, if you got him, let him go. It's definitely some receivers out there in the streets that you can pick up, out there on the corner of the boulevard or somebody that you can go pick up on that waiver wire. Pick them up and drop Roddy White. And last but not least, of course, it's my Detroit Lions. I love them. But Matthew Stafford, get your ass out of here. You got to go. Dropped him. He was on one of my squads. I had to let him go. I'm going with Blake Bortles and Sam Bradford. That's my QBs going on from here out in my other leagues. And, of course, I got Tom Brady in my main league, so that's no need for that. But, yes, if you have Matthew Stafford, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of guys that probably dropped him after last week. But after this benching and the way that Matthew Stafford was looking, he just looked at days and just lost. He just out of it. I don't know what's going on with the Lions this season. I don't know what's going on in that locker room or whatever, but Matthew Stafford, you're not putting up fantasy. Your fantasy stock has dropped tremendously. That's so much that you need to be out of here. So we pin the tail on your ass, Matthew Stafford. Drop him if you got him in your squad.
Dang,
that's my players that you should drop right now. I'm gonna give you another. I'm gonna give starting next week because now we getting into the nitty gritty of the fantasy, football season. So next week I'm gonna give you another list of players that you should drop by this time. So this is my week 6 players you should drop. So make sure y'all tune in next week for when I do my list of players that you should drop.
B, I'm surprised this guy didn't make your list, man.
Who is it?
And it's a guy that people were drafting. And it's a guy I did not want to draft. I don't know if I agree with you on C.J. Anderson. I wasn't high on him, you remember, on the preview show. So,
yep.
So he lived up to that, my expectations. Still a long way to go. But Alfred Morris didn't make your list, B.
That's a good one.
He's done.
Yeah, he was going like early 3rd round. Alfred Morris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. I know you was gonna back me up with some. I know you was gonna help me out with somebody, but that's a good one. That is definitely a good one. If I had him on my squad, he's out. He's gone. He's going bye-bye. Matter of fact, did I have him and I picked up West over him? I think I picked up the dude from Kansas City over him. I don't know, but yeah, you're right. That's a good one right there, boy. Woo, that's a good one.
That's going to be Matt Jones's job. Watch, it's going to happen. I firmly believe that. So yeah, he can go. Yeah. So yeah, I was surprised he didn't make your list. I think that was the only addition that I wanted to add. Yeah, that's all I wanted to really add to your list. What do you think about Jonathan Stewart, man? Because there were a lot of people that were high on him, but he hasn't really produced.
For Carolina, right? No.
Yeah.
He's still at Carolina?
Yeah, he's still yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he's still at Carolina.
Yeah, man. You're right, because you would think, why the Carolina Panthers is off to a good start and Cam Newton's having a good year so far, that you would think that at some point it's because of the running game. But the running game is really not. Yeah, it's not that effective. Cam Newton's been winning with his legs and his arm. Like, he hadn't even been having to hand the ball off, and let Stewart work. So I guess Cam Newton is like, hey, look, I'm cool with the way. I guess they happy with the way Cam Newton's balling. But yeah, you're right. You would think Stewart would have a better season the way good, Carolina's playing on both sides of the ball. Especially them having good defense. You want to have good time management. You would think they'd run the ball a lot more,
Yeah, I don't know why people were high on him. I agree with Ryan. I think, he was overinflated. Man, we got to talk about something that I really don't want to talk about. And then we'll bring on Ryan because we're running out of time.
What about? Don't forget the WhatUpDoe list.
Ryan already know.
Huh?
Jeremy Hill, man. We can go into the WhatUpDoe right now.
Okay.
Jeremy Hill.
WhatUpDoe? Jeremy, he's definitely on my list with only 2.5 points. I got him on the bench. I think I got him in the Dead End Sports League. I think I do.
You have to bench him at this point.
I benched him.
It is absolutely ridiculous. What's the coach's name?
Marvin Lewis?
Marvin Lewis.
Yep.
Marvin Lewis is making me look like a damn fool.
But
he made my top 5 running back list,
and
they won't give him the ball.
Yes, dude. It's sad. Yeah, I got him in a real NFL league, and I got him on the bench. I got him. I got West, and I got Danny Woodhead. Danny Woodhead been playing. He been balling. I got Danny Woodhead and Chris Ivey and West playing over Jeremy Hill. I got Jeremy Hill on the bench. I got him on the bench.
You gotta bench him.
Gotta bench him.
You gotta. The only way you can play. The only way you can play him is when Gio get hurt. Yep. And I don't want to wish the man to get hurt, but somebody's gonna pop Gio, and Gio's gonna go down.
Yep.
It happens. It baffles me. And then Marvin Lewis and Ryan sent me this, said that he's still the lead guy. How? If you're not giving him any tackles?
Exactly.
Anyway,
and if you look at Bernard's points wise, as far as fantasy, he's putting up more points than Jeremy Hill. Like, he's
right.
So like, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get how he's still your guy. I don't know if they, I don't know, man. But he's on my list. Another one is I mentioned him before. C.J. Anderson. WhatUpDoe? He had only 4 points. Your boy, you mentioned Alfred Morris is on my list. WhatUpDoe list, 1.5 points. Jimmy Graham, I got him on my team. He's on the WhatUpDoe list, only 3 points. He hasn't been living up to the bill this season either. And then of course Jeremy Hill, we brought up, and then I have Demaryius Thomas, only 4.9 points. That's what I'm saying. Like, Denver is really weird out there in Denver, man. Like, it's crazy. So that's my WhatUpDoe list. I'm pretty sure you might have a couple of guys too, but I didn't want to start naming a whole bunch of names. I want to give you a stage too.
Yeah, Amir Abdullah, who almost cost me a win last week.
Okay,
fumbled twice, only one counted. He got benched because of the second fumble. He only had 6 carries for 17 yards and 1 catch for 9 yards. He had 0.60 fantasy points. The only thing that probably saved me was Brandon Whedon when he overthrew Terrence Williams, who was open in the end zone.
Yeah,
because I only won by 8 points.
Yep.
And Williams only had 3 points. So, excuse me. So his lack of production didn't hurt me that much, but it could have. He's on the bench. I'm not dropping him yet, but listen, guys, keep an eye out on this situation. The coaching in Denver is in Detroit is a mess. They don't know who they want to play. Theo Riddick may get more work, and at some point, Amir Abdullah may make B's list. But hold him for now. He's the best running back they have. Who else is on my list? Hey, man, Latavius Murray, man. He had 5 points, but he didn't really produce, man. That's a situation that you guys probably want to watch and see what's going on in Oakland, because they are actually there are rumblings that they may not be too happy with him.
Right.
So keep an eye out on that situation. Let's see. Let me see if I can.
They want to bring in Ryan? Did you say you want to bring him in?
Yeah, I am. Just a second. Let me see. Receivers. I know I got a receiver here.
I have a feeling this Nancy is a Green Bay Packers fan, because I see WI as in Wisconsin. So I'm just curious if you Nancy, you
Dante Moncrief.
Yep. I knew it. Dante
Moncrief. Oh my God, somebody lost this week. What up, though, Dante?
What?
3 yards?
3 yards. Man.
3?
Man.
3? Come on, man.
That's crazy. That's
Leonard
crazy.
Hankerson. Did you have Leonard Hankerson?
Nope, I didn't.
What up, though, Leonard Hankerson? 13 yards, and you've been balling?
You've been balling.
And you know what? I'm going to add somebody that's on my list.
Okay.
That's on my team.
Okay.
Randall Cobb had 23 yards.
Ooh, man.
What up, though, Randall Cobb?
Right. And you got the man. You have the man, Aaron Rodgers, discount double check, throwing you the rock, and you only put up 23 points. 23 yards. Like, come on, dude. And you're supposed to be the guy that's going to be the guy after Nelson went down. Like, you're supposed to be that dude. So,
right.
That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Let's see if I can bring on Ryan here. Ryan, I just added you as a host. You should see something that says join. There you go.
There you go. He joining.
Yeah, like he's done this before. What's up, man?
Not much.
Speak up a little bit. We can barely hear you. I think I don't know if his mic is messing up or not.
Man, he got 7 props already, B. Look at that. I don't have any. I can't prop myself. I'm gonna prop you, B. I'm gonna give you a prop, man.
Oh, I can get props like that. Okay, that's dope.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's appreciate the love. Appreciate the love.
Thanks, Nancy. What you? I still can't hear Ryan that much though. I can barely hear him a little bit. Man, because he got his earpiece in, so I see he
Better?
Dang, man, Ken got 1,000. How you get 1,000 props, Ken?
Well, this is actually not me. This Dead in Sports. So
okay.
But hold on, B. I got you, B. I got you, B.
All right, there it is. Yeah, I want to hear what Ryan got to say, because I know
Can you hear me well?
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to. We're gonna have to be quiet, Ken. We're just gonna have to be quiet and let Ryan speak. I can hear him a little bit now.
Okay. So about Latavius, according to Del Rio, they benched him in back-to-back games. That they love that he's giving it. He's playing through the pain in his shoulder, but he's still the workhorse, and they want to put the best product. So they've been trying to be wary of his health. So I have him, but after the bye week, hopefully his shoulder's better. But none of those backup backs can do better. Helu, none of them can do it. So he's still the workhorse until, I don't know, he starts fumbling more. But I think he's safe for now. But actually, another WhatUpDoe I wanted to add is Eddie Lacy.
Ooh, that's that. And you know what's funny, Ryan? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I have him in, I think, the Dead End Sports League, and I think I benched him. I benched him this week. I think I am.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, Nancy. I know that's your boy Eddie Lacy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just traded for him because I have Hill and Murray, and the whole thing with Cincy's been going. I need a better running back, and Lacey had a slow season last year, so I figured he'll get better after the bye week, and he's got the second easiest schedule. So I was able to trade West from Kansas City with Bortles and Aguilar to get him, so that way hopefully I can get a leap in the league.
That's interesting. That's an interesting move you made, an interesting trade you made. Because I hope so. Because I hope Eddie Lacy, he better do something for me because I got him in my league. And so, he got to start balling. And I saw Nancy post up, he 36 in running backs in fantasy. That's pretty low for someone that was getting drafted in the top 10 picks in the first round. So that's crazy.
Wow. That is. Dang. So B, let me ask you this. Who are you playing instead of Eddie Lacy?
Give me a second. I'm about to pull it up. I want to say it's a dead end sports league. That's the thing I hate about playing in multiple leagues. Sometimes I'll be forgetting like what I'm doing and which league, and I can be talking.
Hey Ryan, while he's looking up that, how many leagues are you in this year?
I'm only in one football league with the friends I've been in last year because I wanted to do dead end, but I missed it. But that's the 16 team I told you about. That's the one that's really competitive. So as soon as I heard like Charles went out, I immediately went for West. Like during the game, that was still going on. I'm playing Lewis. Hey Nancy.
Hi.
I'm playing Ken. I'm playing Lewis from Patriots over Eddie Lacy. That's what I'm playing over him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's a safe play, but I don't know, man.
That's because you like Lacy though. That's why.
I know I do, but
so
I don't know if I was that.
I like Lacy too, but he's just not good for fantasy football this year.
Football. Oh man. Okay, hold on. What dudes? Okay, someone happy. Who is it?
Like Ryan said, he has the second easiest schedule.
After the bye.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I think you know what with certain guys, and I mean B has a good replacement with Dion Lewis, so I mean I can see that working out for him. Mm-hmm. But I don't know if I would bench him in favor of Carlos Hyde, who had a good game last week,
he's up
but who's been crap since week, right? And it's all because Colin can't throw the ball.
And I traded Carlos Hyde in my $100 league for Tom Brady. For Tom Brady, and I got Keyshawn Allen from the San Diego Chargers, and I traded off Odell Beckham and Carlos Hyde for Tom Brady because I was suffering with the Tony Romo injury. So that time, I had to do something because I was missing Romo and Dez Bryant.
Oh, the injuries have just been killing everybody this year. I mean, it's not just one or two. I mean, every team has like 2, sometimes 3 players out injured, and it's hard to play because you can't. They're players that you don't want to drop, but then you need players, and that's why I'm in this pickle next week because I've got guys who are injured or on bye that I don't want to drop, but I have 4 players who are, I need to replace. So,
right.
You are nasty. You are.
I'm in a mess.
Oh my God, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, someone post up. Ken, did you see that someone asked about what does Ahmad Bradshaw sign to the Colts do for Gore? Did you see that? It's about Happy Camper Mama.
Well, they just signed him to this week, right?
Yeah.
I don't think it'll do much right now, but maybe down the line it will because I would say because of what happened to Trent Richardson last year.
Right.
But Trent Richardson was just bad. Frank Gore is better than Trent Richardson.
Is Ahmad Bradshaw somebody you would kind of like pick up and kind of like stash away?
Nope.
You wouldn't stash
unless you absolutely need him. If you're a Jamaal Charles owner and you didn't get West or Davis.
What about Brandon LaFell? Is it somebody you pick up the stash away?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you did? Okay. Wow. Okay. So that's because I think he's due back to play next week, right?
Yeah. I think he's coming back soon.
As early as week 7, and he's been practicing. He practiced in the reps before the Dallas game, so it's
wow.
Because I heard 2 weeks yet today. Some on Sirius Fantasy Sports Channel. They said 2 weeks for Brandon LaFell. But
oh wow, dang!
I'm just glad all my players are healthy.
Yeah, you catching a good break this year, Ken, because I'm catching all the bad breaks this year. What's going on with me this year? My luck.
I pick up a guy, he plays really good, and then he's injured for the next week, and it's like, oh, jeez, now what?
Hey, Nancy, how long have you been playing fantasy football?
About 5 years.
Oh, okay, all right. She somewhat of a getting veteran now is addictive, ain't it? It's addictive.
Yeah, terrible. Yeah. Last year I was 0-5 at this point. So this year being 4-0-1 is really a treat. But with all of this mess coming up in the next few weeks with the buys, and I play guys who have nobody on buy. So so then it's like this is doubly bad. Although I beat somebody this past week that I wasn't supposed to beat. I was predicting to get 76 points. I got 122.
Oh, so that's good. You had some people that had a couple of out-of-body experiences, so that's good.
So it worked out. I don't think it's going to work out this coming week. Well, this week actually isn't going to be bad. We're pretty equal, but except my opponent has Tom Brady. He has Tom Brady and Larry Fitzgerald. He has Eddie Lacy, which could go either way. We
know the story on that one.
But this week might be okay. But next week when I have the troubles, I'm going to get my butt handed to me. Although my opponent has Josh McCown and Marcus Mariota and Matt Stafford as quarterbacks. So McCown, he's going to play McCown.
McCown been playing good. In the last 3 games, McCown had six touchdowns and only 1 interception. And I looked at his fantasy points, Ken. He's putting up like 28 through like 35 points a week. That is crazy. Like if you look at that, if I can get a quarterback that can give me 35 points every week, I know I'm winning half the battle right there.
Yep. Oh, and that week that I have my troubles, my opponent has Frank Gore, Deion Lewis, Gronkowski, and Adrian Peterson. So I'm sort of figuring that's going to be a wash no matter what I do. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, Ryan, I think you'll like this, Ryan, because I'm playing against Tom Brady this week too. And the guy starting him instead of Aaron Rodgers. I anticipate Brady throwing. I'm surprised, but I anticipate. I think Brady's going to pay me back, man, for all the crap I've been talking. I think he's going to beat me this week. We'll see. It's me versus Brady, man. It's me versus Brady.
Yeah, because because the Colts, they not. I mean, are they stopping anybody? I haven't heard anything about their defense being stellar.
Not with that defense.
So yeah, they in this prime time too. I think that's a Sunday night game. Oh, Tom Brady about to act a fool.
Oh, well, thanks a lot, Pete.
Hey, I got him. So I gotta wish for the best. I gotta wish for the best, Ken. I'm sorry. I gotta do that to you.
Well, I'm not playing you. So how many leagues have you won? Have you won any championships, Nancy?
No, I'm usually on the bottom. Well, 1 year I got into the playoffs, but I was eliminated the first week. So I think the best I've gotten, I think last year I was 5. And I think that's about the best I've ever done. So
what about you, Ryan?
I won the basketball league I was in last season. I came 3rd for the baseball league, my baseball league this year, and last year I actually the only league I won was basketball. That's the only one.
Yeah, we got to get you in the basketball league. We'll save a spot for you. I'll get your info and send you a private invite too, so you can get in that one.
Yeah,
because it will fill up fast. Yep. So because since you want to beat me, everybody want to beat me, but I'm unbeatable, man.
Y'all didn't got Ken's head up. Jesus Christ.
We've got a guy.
9-1 teams, man. I'm 9-1. You know what I hate about fast starts like this? You know, like Nancy, you're 4-0-1. Is that most of the time you don't win. And it's always that one team that beat you in the playoffs that have this out of body experience, or one of their players just go bananas, and it just all you have are bragging rights. It happens to me. It's been happening to me quite over the last few years. It's kind of irritating.
Yeah, same for me. I told Ken this before. And I think I said it on the show before too. I've had years where I started out 0-3 or 0-4 and I still made the playoffs. Mm-hmm. And I've had years where I started 5-0 and still missed the playoffs because of an injury, of like someone crucial get injured. And then it's like, no, by the time you get into week 6, there's nobody really out there in the waiver wire to really pick up. So I was just like stuck. So football is crazy like that. So just hopefully that luck don't rub off on you, Nancy, where you good right now and you just just stay maintaining and you'll get your. Because for me, all you gotta do is get in the playoffs. Once you get in the playoffs, it's all fair game. Any luck is at stake at that point. Once you get in the playoffs, it comes out the door. I've seen teams that go 10-3 and get knocked out the semifinal round. So it's like I just got to get in. Just get me in.
So we got the same guy has won the last 3 years in a row. So we'll just
he has now.
Yeah, and I don't know how he does it. He's drafted all over the place as far as position, and I think a lot of it is luck with him. And he was pretty good with the waiver wires too. So I've kind of learned from him, and I've been picking up all the waiver stuff, and that's why I have Willie Snead and Chacandrick West, because I grabbed them as soon as I read things on the Yahoo and on Fantasy Pros, and whenever I read those things, I go get somebody. So who knows if it's going to work? I don't know. I'm just basking in the first place for as long as it lasts, because, like I said, it's going to get rough the next couple of weeks. So,
man, man, I know that feeling. I definitely know that feeling when you all glitter, you're glowing because you're in first place, and then 3 weeks later you're like, what the heck is happening? So yeah, I just hope that doesn't happen to you. I'm not wishing that on you, but
I know it's not this week. This week I have a chance, but next week I am going to get killed. I mean, it's just going to happen. And then, like I said, I'm playing all players who don't have bye players, and I've got 4 next week. So it's like,
ooh, man. Yeah.
And it wasn't planned. I didn't draft that way, because I kind of watch the buys as I'm drafting, because I don't want to end up in this position. But then I traded and guys got hurt, and whoever I picked up, I wasn't paying attention to buy. So, I have Andy Dalton and Tyler Eifert. So, same team, you got 2 buys on, the 1 week. So, but I didn't plan on playing Andy Dalton either. I just picked him up. He went undrafted in our league. And then I read more about him, and after the first week. And then, so I thought, I had Jameis Winston as my backup at that point, just because I had nobody else to pick up at that point. And so I just went in there and took Andy Dalton. And I've been playing Andy Dalton since Ben went down. So, that's been in my favor.
Yeah, I think with the 12-team league, because we play in 2 10-team leagues, right, B?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think
12 team leagues. They 12.
Yeah, you can always get a quarterback right around in the 12 league. So it doesn't surprise me Dalton wasn't drafted and was just floating out there. But when you start to have these injuries, that's when they start to disappear.
Mm-hmm. I never expected Ben to get injured. I mean, he's built like a brick shit house, and and he hasn't been really injury prone over the years. So I thought, okay, I got a good quarterback for the season. And somebody took a shot at his knees. I thought it was a pretty blatant shot at his knees from what I saw. And there he goes. He's lucky he wasn't injured worse than he is, and that they're talking about. He might come back next week, in which case that would really help me. But I don't want him to come back if he's not, not healthy and well. So.
Mm-hmm. Who is drafting in Happy Camper Mama's fantasy league? You see what she got? Peterson, Gore, Effort, and T.Y. Hilton? How did she get that in a 12-team league? Goodness gracious.
I don't know what they're doing.
Man, yeah, right. He looking like, oh my God, I can't believe it.
Well, that's my opponent in the 7th week has got Peterson, Gore. Who else did I say? I can't remember. I gotta find him. But yeah, he and Gronkowski he got. Yeah, so he's got a handful of really good players. Some not so good too, but Deion Lewis. So yeah. Although he at this point is 2-3. So
Man.
It's
fantasy football is weird like that. It really sometimes comes down to luck.
Yeah.
On a week basis. Like B said, you just put your players in, and sometimes you just close your eyes and wish for the best.
Losing by. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was saying I was losing by 20 points heading into Monday with Le'Veon Bell and Pittsburgh's defense going, against Rivers, and he had Keenan Allen, and Keenan Allen has been balling, but Keenan Allen had a bad game.
Yeah, my son did the same thing. My son was the same thing. He was like 15 points behind, and he had Keenan Allen on Monday, and so he lost.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to go through the waiver wires, but I want to pick up at Kyle to this. I think Kyle. Where Kyle at? Let me see.
Do you want me to jump? You want me to jump out for somebody to come in?
Yeah. I want to add Kyle. He's one of the co-hosts for the sports show that we do every Tuesday. So I saw he joined in. Oh, wow, that was quick.
She must have been on here. Thanks for joining in, Nancy. We got to say thanks to her if she's still
watching. I know.
Yeah. We'll be on here next week. Is she still in the chat thing? Okay.
Yeah, she's.
I left so someone could. Okay, cool. Did you get Kyle in here?
Yeah, I told him to hit the join button. He hasn't said anything.
Talk again, Ryan, because she. Okay, yeah, I don't know why you sound like so far back, because when Nancy was on, she sounded it's like she just had on the headset too, and she sounded clear. Man.
Mine's not plugged in.
Oh.
There we go. Hold
on. Well, while he's doing that, and while we wait for Kyle, I don't know what Kyle is doing.
There we go.
Wait, Ryan, was that you?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, sounds good now. Yeah, no, that sounds better. Okay.
Let's go through the waiver wires real quick. So this week, players on bye is Derek Carr, which a lot of people picked up to play. Mm-hmm. He's been playing well. He didn't play so well last week, but he played against the Denver's defense, and Jameis Winston, who is a bit of a game manager, and you just never know what you're going to get with him. B talked about picking up Bortles if he's available, and McCown if you guys need someone to play. Jay Cutler may also be out there as well. And B also said you can drop Matthew Stafford. So that's the QB drop position.
Matthew Stafford ASAP.
You know what, B? Wait a second. It depends on who you pick up. If you have a backup you can play and you can bench Stafford, you can probably keep him. What if they right the ship? Look at the schedule for Detroit. Denver, Arizona, Seattle.
You already said Arizona. You already said Eric.
Denver, Arizona, Seattle.
Right.
They played 3 of them.
Oh, you're looking at who they played so far. Okay. Yeah, because they got Chicago this week. They got Minnesota. Then they go off to London and play Kansas City. And then they play at Packers. Then they got 3 straight home games. They got Raiders, the Eagles, and Packers. Then they away game they got against the Rams.
All right, fine. Maybe you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Okay then. You gotta listen to me. You gotta listen. I know. Like I said, Matthew Stafford looked out of there. He Kyle said there's no QB controversy. He said Matthew Stafford is still the starter. We're still going with him. So we'll see. We'll see if we throw another 3 interception game and a pick 6 and stuff like that. That'd be interesting.
All right. Well, I don't know what Kyle is doing. Running backs: Todd Gurley, Latavius Murray, Doug Martin, who's had a resurgence and Joseph Randle are on bye this week. Jamaal Charles is done for the year. TJ Yeldon hurt his groin. And Justin Forsett's ankle is he hurt his ankle. Ronnie Hillman's dealing with the hamstring injury, and Matt Jones hurt his toe. Guys, look, everybody probably has Chacandrick West by now and Kniles Davis. You may want to pick up Thomas Rawls. We don't know what's going on with Marshawn Lynch. He has a hamstring injury. He may hurt his hamstring again. Yep. Buck Allen is somebody you may want to consider because of Justin Forsett's injury. Theo Riddick, you want to look at him because we don't know what they're going to do with Amir. And I'm with Ryan. Ryan said this earlier. Antonio Andrews is probably the back to own in Tennessee. Excuse me. You can let go of Alfred Morris and Bishop Sankey. Excuse me. Sorry, everybody. Receivers on bye: Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, Vincent Jackson, Terrence Williams, and Tavon Austin. And Julio Jones, Odell Beckham, Ruben Randle are all dealing with hamstring injuries. Nelson Aguilar, who is a drop candidate. Marcus Colston, who shouldn't be on your roster. And Kenneth Britt, who shouldn't be on your roster as well. All are dealing with injuries. We talked about Willie Snead. Definitely add him. Look at Kamar Aiken. Everybody's hurt in Baltimore. Andre Johnson had a good game. We don't know if this is a sign of things to come, but he may be a guy it couldn't hurt. And you know what? It may be a situation where Matt Castle, likes to throw to him, whereas Luck still doesn't have like a rhythm with him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So. And we talked about Brandon LaFell, even though he may not play, but these are guys you can stash. If you still have Percy Harvin, I don't know why, but you probably should let him and Roddy White go, and it may be time to –
Ooh, that was the person I forgot you should drop list. It was Percy Harvin.
And Kyle just dropped off, as usual. Kyle don't know how to use technology.
Yeah. Poor Kyle. What'd you say, Ryan?
What's up, Ryan?
I tweeted him. He said he was about to jump on, but his dad just called him. He said he's going to jump in once he gets off the phone.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know what? He definitely need to come on because we need to talk about his sorry-ass team. Look at Ryan laughing. Yeah, we need to talk about his sorry-ass team, man. Yeah, he needs to get on there because we need to know. We need to know, what are you thinking, Kyle? What are you thinking?
Well, I mean, you know what? His dad likes to talk, B.
Yeah, he does.
Be on this for a while. We already over an hour. So I think it might be time for us to wrap up. What else you got, Ryan? What anything else you want to toss out there?
Yeah.
Maybe Kyle will jump in before we hang up.
Yeah. Like I said, LaFell's a good stash. If you're like in a 10 or 12 league, I think it's worth getting him now. Actually, I wanted to throw this to B because I read this a couple weeks ago. I forgot to mention it, but there's a rumor, same with Roddy White, about Baltimore looking to trade for like either Golden Tate or Roddy White. It was just a rumor, but it was like a possible thing that could happen. And if it did, it'd help because I own Golden Tate. But I just wanted to get your thought on that. If he did go, Golden Tate, that is.
B, you get all that?
I'm gonna grab Dalton, and should I drop what? Well, you look okay. Happy camper mama. I can't tell you, I'm not too high on rookies. So if I was to say, if you're gonna drop somebody, drop Mariota. Keep Newton and Dalton. Yeah, that's just me.
Yeah. That love affair the NFL had with Mariota is gone.
Yeah.
He's done. Because he's in the NFL now. He's turning the ball over.
Right. He's making rookie mistakes. Yep. Dalton playing good. Yeah, get him. And Newton, Carolina, they still playing good right now. Newton's gonna give you some rushing touchdowns and passing touchdowns. So yeah, keep Newton. Let go of Mariota.
Hey Ryan, I don't think B actually could hear you.
Put your hand.
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you like that.
Yeah,
I said earlier that Golden Tate, there was a rumor going around like a couple weeks back. I wanted to mention it on the show on Tuesday, but that Baltimore was looking to do a trade for receivers like Steve Smith's out for either like Golden Tate or Roddy White. I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. If Golden Tate were to get traded.
Oh, if we trade him, I don't want to get out. Well, you know what? Maybe if Roddy White was to come here to Detroit, they wouldn't be using the block so much. Maybe he'll look like the Roddy White of old. I don't know.
No, it was Baltimore looking into Roddy White.
Oh, okay, but okay. Oh man, I mean, I guess it just depends on where we get in. If we're going to get like a good high draft choice for Golden Tate, or if it's just going to be another, number 3, number 4 on a depth chart receiver. I want us to keep the Golden Tate. But I mean, if he's unhappy and he's not wanting to be productive no more, then let him go. But I would like to get at least a good high draft pick, a second round draft pick for Golden Tate or something. That's just me.
I just hope he gets better. 18 targets and
I think Golden Tate's a better fit
for
Roddy White. Roddy White's old ass.
Yeah. I mean, how old is Golden Tate? Isn't he up there too?
Not as old as Roddy White.
Yeah.
I mean, we can look it up, man. I can Golden Tate.
Yeah, he might be a little younger, but
yeah, Golden Tate is 27.
Okay, he said late. Yeah, Ryan said late 20, so that was a good call on that.
Yeah, and Roddy White's 33.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't want Roddy White because Calvin Johnson already just hit the 30 mark a couple of weeks ago. So, and you know how that is in football. Once you hit 30, it's like, old man age is kicking in. So,
Q will tell you about that about Megatron.
Right.
Yeah, right. Yeah, falling off.
Right.
Which clearly, when you can see Antonio Brown is falling off, when he doesn't have a quarterback that can get him the ball, how Q is unable to make that connection, I don't know. He's just being stubborn. He's being stubborn.
Yeah.
He being stubborn. He don't want to admit when he's wrong.
He thinks it's more like he should be able to get his like ODB or Julio Jones or anyone like that. They should be able to get their reps still or get their catches. But like, if your quarterback can't get a good call or a scheme or throw it to you, then you're a wide receiver. You get the ball. You're not going to do anything.
Exactly. Yeah, Q trip, man. He be tripping sometimes.
He do, man. He do. I don't know where them statements come from. So I guess Kyle not gonna come on. So I guess we might. You say we over an hour already.
And I love Kyle Dad, man. But Kyle and his dad are wordy, man. I heard him call into the show.
Yeah.
They gonna be on there all day.
Yeah, I know.
Steve Smith or Decker.
Decker.
Well,
I say Decker.
Even if Smith is healthy.
And see, I'm using your logic with this one, Ken. Decker, because he get a lot of targets. He get a lot of looks. Fitzpatrick be looking for him. I think Fitzpatrick's over there, right? Yeah. Fitzpatrick be feeding him. He be looking for Decker. So I'm gonna go with Decker.
I would. You know what? I'm gonna go with Decker as well. Mainly because I want to see how that back hold up. I've had a back injury before, and one wrong move and you out for the game.
Yeah. Yep. That's true. That is true. But I gotta go with Decker.
Hey, Kyle's here.
Yeah, I know. Kyle, hit the join button.
Oh, he's joining. Here
we go.
Join.
What's up, man?
What's up, Kyle?
I don't see y'all.
Is your video on?
Turn
on.
We can see you. We can see you.
I can't see you.
Are you on your phone?
Yeah, man. I'm not on the computer.
Well, that's why.
That's why they.
Oh, it doesn't do it on the phone?
You got the iPhone 3?
Come on, man. You know how I got to do. Come on, baby. You know how I do.
What's going on, Kyle, man?
Man, sitting here watching the baseball game, man. I just checked in to see what y'all was up to. Because I checked out this Blab thing, but I hadn't really, got on or played with it or anything like that. I just wanted to see what it looked like. I actually could see y'all a few minutes ago, but I can't see you now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, this is pretty cool, man. I like this. I like this Blab. It's pretty cool. Yeah, we was actually just kind of finishing up. We were just kind of holding on. You know, I know you was trying to log on for a second.
You know what's weird? I've checked out other people's Blabs, and the sound quality's been bad. I don't know if it's their connection, but y'all sound fine. So, I mean, this is definitely something we could look at doing.
Yeah, I'm using, and me and Ken using a mic, a USB mic. So that's another reason why you sound good.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on my MacBook with my USB mic, so I got a good connection and it's running fine.
Yeah, if I get on my computer, I can use my mic too as well. Okay, so that's what's up then.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you
I just want to ask you right quick, Kyle, before we wrap up. Like, what's up with that team, man? What's up with that team of yours, man? What's going on, man? What's up? What's going on?
Man. You know what? I'm the last one to make an excuse, man, but I had a terrible draft. So I figured like I could make it do what it do. My team, but I have Andrew Luck as my quarterback. So, when Luck went down, I had to turn the reins over to Alex Smith. So it's just been a struggle, man. I mean, but it's crazy because in my other league that I'm in, 4-1. So, go figure. I don't know why. I don't know what's happened in this league, but like everybody's like in this league, I got Alex Smith as my quarterback, and I got DeMarco Murray as my running back, my feature running back. So it's like, fantasy wise, man, I've been struggling. I mean, the only thing that really has kind of kept me afloat has been Antonio Brown, and I got him in both leagues, and his numbers have gone down. With Vic being quarterbacking. So it's like,
oh man.
So it's a struggle. So that's why I'm kind of struggling fantasy football wise, man. And it's frustrating because it's like you try to make enough moves and you get your projected points as far as what you think you're going to do. And haven't been able to come through just yet, man. So I'm going to keep plugging away. I mean, still I can still go on a run, but it's going to take a miracle.
Yeah, man. You got Cooper on the bye week this week, man. It's
Yeah. So, and I think, you know how it is with fantasy. It's something you got to stay up on top of, especially now that teams are going into buys and stuff like that. Because I remember it was like a week ago, I was at church and like in the middle of the service, I was like, oh man, I forgot to set my rosters. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't stay on top of that stuff now you pretty much have a team going on a bye every week. So, or at least one of your players going on a bye. And you need to make sure that you're substituting. I mean, it goes without saying, but I mean, if you don't do that, you can easily lose a game or be one of those weeks where you lose by a couple of points, and it's because you started somebody who shouldn't even been starting. So,
yeah, man. Oh man, yeah. I'm just like looking at your lineup, and I'm like, man, you in trouble going into this week, man. I don't know.
Man, I don't know. Trouble when the season started, B.
You might be 1-5. You might be 1-5 after this week, Kyle. You might be 1-5, brother.
Hey man, I'm trying to
nice. B. After the draft, I looked at Kyle's team. I was like, man, Kyle's team sucked.
Yeah.
And you know what happened was we had the draft set,
and you were driving and drafting on your phone, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I got stuck in traffic. I got stuck in traffic coming home. And because I went to an event downtown and it was crazy traffic trying to come home. And so I ended up having to do some of it on my phone and the other, the computer pick. So it kind of jammed me up. But I was like, I'm thinking I'm a fantasy brother. I can make it happen. Man, it's been a struggle, but I'm going to make it happen though.
Yeah, that happened to me once. I had to draft the start of a draft, the beginning of a draft on my phone. And I was rushing home, man, to finish the draft and managed to pull out a fairly decent team, but I don't like drafting on my phone. Do you have the Yahoo Sports Fantasy app?
Yeah, I got that. The only one that I found to be user friendly is the NFL app. That's if you're in an NFL league, NFL.com league, that's very easy to draft on your phone. The other ones, the ESPN, the Yahoos, they're really, really tough to do. So it's best that you kind of keep up with the draft when you're on your phone. But don't use it to do don't use the draft because it's cumbersome and and there's also a lag too. You know how it is when the draft is going on. It just seems longer when you're doing it on your phone for some reason. I don't know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Yeah, man. I was just checking in, see what y'all was up to. This is kind of cool right here.
Yeah.
I like it, man. I like it. I like it a lot. It has a nice community. I've noticed so far. You know.
Yeah.
Yes, and we can have people call in. Well, we can only have 4 at a time. So I think with Dead End Sports, the weekly show that we do, it'll be limited to just the 4 of us. But we can still, questions and stuff from Twitter.
Yeah, because this feed on here that we're seeing, man, it's like crazy. Like people, typing up stuff, and once we get on the Dead End Sports side of it, we'll be all right.
Right.
Yeah.
And something else, I thought about on the way home, man. And we could text and talk about it. We might want to look at doing an NBA show instead of just because we can just a full NBA preview show, even if it's only for an hour. Because just a regular week show, I don't know if we'll be able to get because it's so NFL heavy, and with the season starting in 2 weeks. I don't know if we'll get a chance to get the full preview show in unless we just do a separate show. We can do it on another day, or a Monday, or maybe a Wednesday or something whatever day I guess it kind of works for everybody.
Yeah. So you're thinking just an NBA show for previews, or
just an NBA, just like we did an NFL preview show.
Okay.
Yeah, just an NBA preview show. Where we can kind of go into detail about breaking down some of the teams, some of the younger talent.
That makes sense. We can do that.
Not just have. We're gonna have our predictions or whatever like that. But really, really breaking it down. I was listening to a couple of shows today, and they were doing NBA breakdowns, and I was like, man, I said we probably need to look at doing that. And I can't remember how we did it last year. We did a separate show, but it's just we're so football heavy that it would be hard to, other than just giving your predictions. It'd be hard to really do, as far as just a weekly show.
I'm down. That's
something we can kick around. Work with everybody's schedule. We can do it this way. We can do it, regular show, however we want to do it. I think with this upcoming NBA season, so many moving parts. I think it'll be a good look for us.
Yeah.
Just really get our basketball IQ and let people hear what we got to say as far as this upcoming season. Outside of the top 5 and all of that other stuff too. Yeah. That's coming too.
That's cool. That'll work. That'll definitely work.
Ryan's shaking his head. He likes it.
I was watching it. I was listening to this podcast today, man, and I'll give you an example. Like the guy, he made mention of Greg Monroe going to the Bucks, and he was talking about how nice the Bucks were, and he just started talking about how possible lineup matches they could have and stuff like that with the Greek Freak bringing the ball up the court. And I had forgotten Greg Monroe had left Detroit, so I'm like, stuff like little stuff like and that's not. We always hit the teams, but we're not probably not gonna get a lot of Milwaukee Buck talk in our shows, but if we got a preview show. That's something we can, kind of throw out there. Little stuff like that.
You know what? I do like the idea of doing the show on Blab. I think that's a good idea. If you wanted to do a dedicated show for the NBA, we could just do it here, and then you can see all of FIFO's crazy reactions to stuff, visually, to the stuff that he says, because he has them.
Of course.
Doing it the other way, on Blogtalkradio.
Right. Well, it'd be perfect if, like I said, we can text and talk about how we would work out, as far as the schedules or whatever. But it doesn't even have to be something long or drawn out. It could be an hour or so or whatever, and just break down the NBA, and go team by team, or we go conference by division by division, pick out winners, and little tidbits and stats and stuff about the teams and stuff like that. Because FIFO got stats.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he does all day long. One of the founders of Blab is asking for the sports Blabs, Kyle. I don't know if you can't see the.
I actually do. I see it now.
Wow. Okay, cool. I haven't seen. Oh yeah, you know what? I've seen it on my phone. My bad. Yeah, he says bring on the sports.
I hate these folks getting on right when we getting ready to, cut it off. Now I wish he would have got on like right when we started. Man.
But you know what's interesting, and I don't know. I mean, because I've only been on Blab for a week. I haven't seen a lot of sports stuff. I mean, everything has been, kind of. There's a lot of entrepreneur stuff. There's a lot of positivity type stuff. I haven't seen a lot, and that's not to say that there aren't any sports shows. I just haven't seen it. So, I think that might be a good thing to kind of draw people to as well, as far as Dead End is concerned.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, we tapped into something on this bad boy because, I think we just hit a gold mine now. We can do some sports talk every week on this bad boy. Oh, yeah. Cool.
Andrew Munchie asked, am I a Yankees fan? Of course I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm kind of hurt, man.
Dang, Sean VP there. Thanks for checking in, man. Well, dang.
Yeah,
what's the time limit now we on now, Ken?
Oh man, we're just an hour and a half. Okay. Hey Cal, man. So Yankees. Well, you know what? I guess I have to talk to you later about your Yankees, man. I won't give you a hard time.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of myself for actually watching baseball because normally once we get knocked out, I don't watch baseball. But I'm actually intrigued. I'm really looking forward to this game tomorrow night with the Mets and the Dodgers. I'm actually pulling for the Mets, surprisingly.
Yeah.
Yep, me too.
Did you see the Blue Jays game?
What'd you say, Ryan?
Did you see the Blue Jays game earlier? That game was crazy.
Man, I caught the highlights. I got stuck in traffic coming home, and by the time I had to pick up my son. By the time I got home, the Blue Jays had just gone ahead 6-3 on the home run.
I thought it was over when the Rangers went up by one. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
It went back and forth. That game was tense. I put it on before the Astros game. The benches cleared in that game 3 times. And people got
for real?
Yeah, I only saw 2 of them.
Wow.
I heard it in the background. I was just like, "Wait, what? What's going on?" I put the game.
See, this is why I love. This is why I love watching baseball during postseason, man. Because these games be so intense. Jeez, they be so intense.
Yeah, it is. I mean, and they're literally every pitch.
Every pitch counts. Every pitch counts, man. People say what you want about baseball, but man, when the playoffs come, man, that bad way. I be tuned in. I hate that my Tigers not in it this year, but it's still really interesting to watch.
Yeah,
well, we can blame your Tigers for getting rid of David Price.
I ain't want to talk about that. I ain't want to talk about that. Hate that, man.
All right, well, I guess we're gonna go ahead and
I just wanted to check in, and I'm gonna get back to this game. You guys, y'all, like I said, sound good. I can't see you, but it sounds good. The chat looks good.
Okay.
And I'm definitely looking forward to it. I probably at some point in time I'll get on here and do a blab myself just to make sure I can get the spiders out. But it looks good, man. I like what Blab has to offer thus far from what I've seen.
Yeah. So do I, man. So and everything went smooth once B and I kind of figured out how it worked. It was easy going from there. So anyway, so that's it. So everybody watching, make sure you tune in next Wednesday at 8 p.m. We normally do, the show's normally an hour long. I know we went a little extra. Wanted to try to get in as many people as possible. You've been watching the WhatUpDoe Fantasy Football Show where we call out whack fantasy football players for the week. And we look at waivers and all kind of other stuff. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching. And also make sure you check us out every Tuesday, 9 p.m. on blogtalkradio.com /Dead End Sports. But I think we're probably going to move to Blab. So we'll see. We're talking about it.
Definitely.
All right, fellas. We out. Peace.
All right. Peace, Ryan. Peace, Kyle.